Hello and welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're plunging into a subject that's really reshaping how businesses handle data.
Yep.
The big rivalry. Google Sheets versus Microsoft Excel, especially now in 2025.
That's right. I mean, for decades, let's be honest, Excel was it. The king of spreadsheets, the standard for pretty much everything.
Absolutely. The default tool. But wow, has the work world changed?
Massively.
Cloud computing, remote work, hybrid models everywhere. Sources say maybe 30% of U.S. companies are hybrid this year.
Right.
And that's where Google Sheets comes in. Suddenly a serious contender.
It really is.
Yeah.
Which forces this really crucial question for businesses. Can Sheets actually replace Excel? Like across the board.
And that's exactly what our source material digs into.
Yeah.
So this deep dive, we're focusing purely on pulling out the key insights from those sources.
Comparing these two giants on the stuff that matters now. Collaboration, getting access, the actual features, how productive they make you, and the cost.
Yeah, our mission is simple. Based only on the sources, where does each one have the edge? And what does that mean for you, for how your business works?
Because it's not just about software buttons, is it?
Not at all. It's about how work actually gets done today.
Okay.
So let's kick things off with what a lot of sources call the real game changer, collaboration. Why is working together in a spreadsheet so critical now?
Well, think about it. Teams are spread out,
Mm.
different cities, sometimes different countries. You've got maybe marketing folks in New York, London, Manila, like one source mentioned.
Right.
You just can't be emailing files back and forth anymore. It's slow. Version control is, well, a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
And you can forget making decisions in real time.
And the source material really seems to point to Sheets being kind of built for this challenge.
Totally. Sheets was designed for real-time collaboration. That was a core thing way back in 2006.
Wow, that early.
Yeah. So multiple people, same sheet, same time. You see their cursors moving, edits pop up instantly. You can drop comments right there. Dot track changes easily. It's seamless.
It just changes the whole flow. I saw one source, Coursera 2024, I think, saying Sheets is basically ideal for remote work because of this.
Exactly. That web-first approach, it just gives it this huge advantage for teams where, teamwork and instant updates are key. Think project management, marketing plans.
Makes sense. Now, Excel, its history is desktop, right? So it's been playing catch up here.
It has. Microsoft 365, the online version, does offer real-time co-authoring.
Okay.
But you often need files saved in OneDrive or SharePoint first, so there's setup involved.
Right, extra steps.
And even then, the experience online, user feedback, like those X posts mentioned in the sources, it suggests it's maybe not quite as intuitive or smooth as Sheets.
Yeah, I remember reading that. Lingering frustrations, version conflicts if someone worked offline by mistake, that kind of thing.
Yeah, imagine a finance team in Chicago trying to merge numbers from different people working at the same time. Excel can handle it, but Sheets just seems to avoid those hiccups more naturally because it's always live, always connected.
Okay, so based on the sources, takeaway for collaboration, Sheets has a pretty clear edge for that seamless real-time teamwork.
Definitely seems that way.
All right, moving from working together to just being able to get to your data. Accessibility, huge in 2025 when your office could be, well, anywhere.
Flexibility is key. And this is another area where Sheets cloud design really shines, according to the sources.
Because it's all online, basically.
Pretty much. You can grab your files from any device, right? Laptop, tablet, phone, as long as you've got internet.
Yeah, those examples were good. The sales rep in Manila checking data on their phone, the manager in Cebu just sharing a link.
Exactly. It enables that work anywhere thing.
Yeah.
And the auto-save feature, it's kind of clutch.
Right, always the latest version. No, did I save? Panic.
And it fits with Google Drive's massive user base, like over 1 billion people, according to one report. It's just accessible.
The big catch for Sheets here, though, is the internet dependency, isn't it? Offline mode is there, but you got to set it up beforehand.
That's the trade-off, yeah. If you've got solid internet, Sheets is amazing for access. But if you're, say, in a rural area with spotty connection, like those examples in Mindanao, that reliance is a real problem.
Which brings us back to Excel and its desktop roots.
Exactly. The classic desktop Excel, still the king for full features, works perfectly offline. But you got to install it. It's not just there in a browser.
Right.
Microsoft 365 online helps. But like we said, and like one source comparison pointed out, the online version still misses some of the heavy-duty stuff from the desktop, like complex macros.
And sharing often feels more like sending attachments, less like sharing a live link.
Yeah, can be. So Bottom line on accessibility. Excel's offline strength is vital for some, but for most modern teams needing quick access anywhere, Sheets' cloud-first approach generally wins if the internet is reliable.
Okay, so we can get to the data, we can work together. Now, what can these tools do? Functionality, the classic power versus simplicity thing.
And here, the sources are pretty unanimous. Excel is still the heavyweight champ. Decades of development, just a massive feature set.
Almost 500 built-in functions? That's a lot.
It's incredible. And then you have the really powerful stuff integrated, like Power BI for visuals, Power Query for cleaning up messy data,
Ah,
really advanced pivot tables. That's why, data scientists, financial analysts, it's their go-to.
the sources kept mentioning how well Excel handles huge data sets, too. Like 17 million cells without slowing down.
Yeah, that's massive. Essential if you're that analyst in Makati building complex financial models, running what-if scenarios, stuff like that.
And they're still adding more power, right? Like the Copilot AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Using AI to help automate reports, do forecasting, one source noted that. It keeps Excel ahead for those really data-heavy industries, finance, logistics, you name it.
Now, Sheets started simpler, but it's been catching up, feature-wise.
It has, yeah. Its formula library has grown a lot. And it has clever stuff like the Explore tool.
Oh, the AI thing that suggests charts?
Right. It makes it super easy for people who aren't spreadsheet wizards to get insights from their data, very user-friendly.
But it still lags on the really complex modeling side.
It does. Lower cell limit, like 10 million compared to Excel 17. And it can get kind of sluggish with really big, complicated files. Another source mentioned that its AI, Gemini, can't yet dig into the data within tables quite like Excel's Copilot can.
Okay. So Sheet simplicity is great for, say, that Cebu Cafe tracking inventory. Easy, straightforward.
Perfect for that.
But for the heavy-duty number crunching, massive data sets, Excel's functionality is still pretty much unmatched.
That's what the sources suggest, yeah.
Okay, so how does this all add up in terms of getting work done? Productivity. Let's talk real-world impact.
Right, and this is where it gets interesting. It's kind of nuanced. Excel boosts individual productivity for complex stuff, but Sheets seems to boost team productivity.
I saw that stat 70% of businesses using Sheets, according to one survey, citing ease of use and, crucially, that collaboration piece.
Exactly, and remember that Coursera study. Companies switching to Sheets reported like 30% jump in team productivity.
30%, that's huge.
It is.
Hmm.
And it's mostly down to less time wasted emailing files, sorting out versions, just less friction.
Makes total sense. That Manila marketing team, again, if they can all see and tweak campaign numbers instantly together.
They make decisions faster, things move quicker, no waiting for updated files.
So for businesses focused on speed and teamwork, Sheets is becoming the engine for team efficiency.
It seems that way. It streamlines the group workflow.
But on the flip side, for those specialists doing really complex analysis, Excel's power tools mean they get their individual tasks done faster.
Definitely. Processing huge data sets, running complex calculations, desktop Excel just crunches through that heavy stuff faster than Sheets can, as one comparison showed.
If you're the only one in a giant multi-tab file, Excel wins for speed.
Right, but that individual speed boost can hit a wall if team collaboration isn't smooth.
Yeah, the friction comes back.
Yeah. Exactly. Excel's online collaboration, it's better than it was, but still maybe less fluid than Sheets. And getting the full collaborative features often means needing that Microsoft 365 subscription, according to Forbes.
Okay, so summing up productivity, Sheets boosts teams via collaboration. Excel boosts individuals doing complex analysis. A bit of a split decision.
Pretty much, yeah. Depends what kind of productivity you prioritize.
Finally, let's hit the bottom line. Cost effectiveness. Always important.
And this has been a huge driver for Sheets growth. For individuals, it's free.
Can't argue with free.
Right. And for businesses, the Google Workspace plans that include Sheets, they start around $7 per user per month. Pretty competitive.
That's got to be appealing for startups, small businesses, like that Davao retailer example, watching every penny.
Absolutely. And it plugs into other Google tools like Forms that are often free too. So you get this ecosystem value without necessarily paying more for basic stuff.
Yeah, I saw those mentions on X, like a company saving, what was it, 50,000 rupees a month by switching?
Yeah, significant savings for some. Makes it a really strategic cost choice, especially for SMEs.
How does Excel stack up? It's usually part of the Microsoft 365 bundle, right?
It is. For personal use, you can buy it outright for maybe $180 per device or subscribe to Microsoft 365 Personal for about $70 a year.
Okay.
Business plans, including Excel, start around $6 per user per month.
So wait, for businesses, the starting price per user is actually pretty similar, like $6 versus $7?
At the entry level, yeah, they're quite close. But Sheet's big advantage is still that really robust free tier. If you're an individual or a tiny team, that's huge. Plus, the overall value perception within Workspace seems strong for budget-focused companies.
Gotcha. So while the paid plans might align, Sheets still has a strong cost edge overall, mainly thanks to being free for so many users and its ecosystem value.
That seems to be the consensus from the sources, yeah.
Okay, so let's pull back. Looking at everything the source material told us, it's really not about one being just better overall, is it?
No, that's the main takeaway. They both have clear strengths, clear weaknesses. And which one is winning really depends on how businesses are actually working today.
Right. Excel. Still the king for that deep, complex data analysis, heavy lifting, huge data sets.
Yeah,
If you're in finance, data science, it's probably indispensable.
totally. But Sheets, it's really owning collaboration, accessibility, and cost effectiveness. It's become the favorite for teams needing flexibility, speed, and, well, a lighter budget hit.
So the sources really push you, the listener, to think, what does your business need most? Is it that seamless teamwork or is it the power for complex number crunching?
Exactly. Knowing your core priorities is step one in figuring out which tool, or maybe even using both for different things, makes the most sense.
Which brings us to a final thought, kind of building on that tension between work styles and tool features.
Okay.
As businesses value flexibility and collaboration, more and more areas where Sheets shines what happens with the power users. The analysts, the scientists who need Excel's deep features but also need to work seamlessly with teams.
That's a great question. Does the tech gap have to close completely? Will Excel become as fluidly collaborative as Sheets, or Sheets as powerful as Excel?
Or do businesses just learn to live with using different tools for different jobs, even if it means things feel a bit fragmented sometimes?
Yeah, maybe a mix and match world is the future. Definitely something to think about as you look at your own setup.